Incredible. We are today we're gonna just I'm gonna just talking about this specific topic. I love to talk about personal development, but today, as you're joining me for the next few minutes, I want to tell you one thing. You actually are not bad with money. You are not bad with money. No, my friend. No, my friend. You not knowing how to do some things. Let me tell you one thing. If you're working hard, you're responsible, you still feel that you're financially stuck, is not your fault. If you are in a position where you actually think, I can advance. And hello there to all of my friends on Instagram or Facebook. So hello there and welcome. Thank you for being here. And it's not that you are bad at something. It's not that you are bad at doing things with money and things like that. No, but you were never shown what I'm going to tell you. And that is the following. You need to have a specific knowledge about finances. And most people, we were taught this rule. We need to trade time for money. And thank you so much as you're joining here on Instagram or Facebook. They told us this, and it's a lie. You need to go to school, get a job, work harder. And if you want more, you need to work harder. But I'm going to tell you one thing that does apply if you already have a vocation or if you know that you're going to be like, let's say, a teacher, a police person or something. But if you have this entrepreneurial bone within you, this is not going to be enough. And I'm going to tell you why. The reason why, it's because you do not have more than 24 hours. You and I don't have 36 hours. We only have 24, and we need to eat, we need to sleep, we need to have family time, and we need to also be able to sleep properly. So anyways, time is limited and energy is limited. But you know what, there's one thing. Jobs have ceilings. Yes, if you're called to be in a position where you are helping others and you have a job, that doesn't apply to you. But this applies for those who are entrepreneurs, who are people who, like me, we love to help others. We love to open a business. We love to have the freedom of time, the freedom of being whatever we want to without a set schedule. If that's you, this information is for you. If not, of course, obviously not, but you can still join me and just kind of like listen to me, because I love talking about business and different things. So today I'm just going to give you simple things in the next 2 minutes. Let me give you a thing that you can actually apply and see results within your next few weeks and days. There are three types of income, guys. One is the active income. Two is the leverage income. Three is the ownership income. And there are three different types of income, as I said, that you need to know and leverage from if you want to advance in life. The active income is your work. When you go to work, you get paid. Okay. Leverage income is systems plus people and distribution. And number three, ownership income is when you have assets that pay you without you daily being present there. And actually, now that I see these things, it can actually apply to you who even maybe you're working for somebody else, but you can actually have leverage income and you can have ownership income. So most people only learn the number one, and that is they earn income. If you go to work, you can actually get paid. If you're not, just don't get paid, right? But one thing that I want to tell you, when people struggle financially, they blame everybody else and themselves. But in reality, they never were taught options 2 and 3. You can go to work all you want to, you can go and exchange time for money, but you will always have the same amount of money unless you get tips and things like that, which also is not a lot. But whenever you get to learn how to leverage systems, people, distributions, and other models, and also ownership income, which is having an investment and assets that pay you without you being there, then everything changes. We need to reframe the things. So if you are exhausted, overwhelmed, and you feel like if you're always trying to catch up, this probably is for you. Because whenever you have tried and tried and tried hard, but you don't advance, it means that you need to do something differently. I live like this. I work hard. I invested in businesses that left us completely in the dark. We actually came to Nashville and invested in a business, and it was not a good deal. It was really, really a bad thing. They scammed us. But you know what? That's life. That's what, that's the beautiful thing about life. You will not have it perfect. You will not have it completely all together. But I'm going to tell you one thing: life is risky, and you and I are not getting out of here alive. But if you feel identified like me, I work hard. I was having, a 9 to 5 job. I showed up. I did more things. I was responsible. Sometimes they paid me more, sometimes not. But the effort alone was not allowing me to have freedom. And if that's where you are, this is for you. You need to be able to learn how to leverage systems, other models of business, distribution, without you having to invest a dime, without you having to actually get to the point where you're exhausted, where you're putting overtime and they're not paying you, they're not seeing what you're doing, they're promoting somebody else but you. You know what? You need to learn these things that I'm telling you about. Here's something that you can start doing today, no matter where you are in business or in life. If you stop working for 30 days, will your income stop too? If if the answer is yes, you and I have a problem. Because the issue is not effort, it's structure. The awareness that you and I need to have is that we need to have option A, B, and C when it comes to finances. And that is why when I chose to build an online business with systems, with mentorship, that's when everything changed. I was not tied up for the hours that I was putting in, but I was actually learning while I was earning. And that's what I wanted to tell you with this Facebook Live. You and I, if you are feeling like you're getting tired, you and I need to have a conversation. Because when things are getting tough in the economy, it's not that you need to go and get a second job or go and ask for a raise, which you can still do, but you need to have an additional source of income. So if this is for you, if you are working hard, staying stuck, there's options. There's a way, not only through Amazon Flex or Instacart or all those things, which are fine, but you're still exchanging time for money. If you're ready to know about a new model of business, please send me the word info. I would love to share it with you. Thank you so much for being here. And please, if you know someone who works hard, that is responsible, feeling stuck, share this information with them, because this might help them. Thank you so much, and we'll see you very soon.